Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two
1-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here comes Johnson on the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Johnson on the return.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
At the 25-yard line.
The numbers there for Conner in last week's game. 19 carries, 56 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Conner.
3rd down.
Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On the handoff, Conner. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Ball carrier. The tackle made at the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
And the Steelers
on first and 10 is Conner.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And 4.
On second down, Conner looking for space. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really They've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them. That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Back to throw now on first down. Roll it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Now on 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
From the 10, 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
He was
2nd and 8.
8-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Jalen Samuels.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Chris Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And right away, he lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine, because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice, talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Carl Lawson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. On the draw, Connor. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Steelers 7, Bengals nothing.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
Number 38, Jalen.
A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision.
That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
So on fourth down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Connor, the Steeler.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
To Juju Smith-Schuster.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll toss this out right for Connor. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
17 yards.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A 5-yard gain on the play.
Now a draw play. This is Connor. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
The 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He'll buy some time right. He may try and run for this. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front seven can get him down.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Bengals nothing.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
Over first and 10. At their own 12.
There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Out of bounds.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here.
Bengals take over.
The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. Time for Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense to take over now. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Robinson's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
4th down.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. Nick Chubb has a touchdown run. Next, we head off to check out another game. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. Dwayne Haskins, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore and check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Willie Snead, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. And Robinson with a big catch. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
At the 39.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Ball carrier taken down at the 41. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. This is caught by Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here.
To DeMarcus Robinson.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
In punt formation.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
That's a 49-yard.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Number 28, Joe Mixon, the ball carrier. The tackle made at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and...
Again, it's Mixon.
Joe Mixon on the carry.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Nothing in that 1st half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. On 2nd down, here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And the Steelers set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a handoff to Connor. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Connor. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A pickup of 5 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll run here with Connor. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
On the run is Connor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
James Conner on the handoff. He's brought down by William Jackson.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On first down, it's Samuels. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Samuels, the ball carrier.
2nd down at 7.
He's brought down by William Jackson. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 16-yard line.
On the handoff, Connor. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
James Conner, the ball carrier. Tackle made at the 5.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown.
Jalen Samuels, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Boswell for the extra point.
The point after.
And the lead is now 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Jalen Samuels who closed it out with a touchdown run.
Chris Boswell.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
First down, here's Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of
decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Burrow looking to pass. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson.
by the Steelers. They'll take.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for first.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
At the 27-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Stephon Tuitt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Burrow will throw. He's going to let it fly. This is intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. First down run for Connor, not going to get much, maybe a yard. 2nd down. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
The ball carrier, Jermaine Pratt, there on the tackle. A 2-yard gain on the play.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th down.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Pittsburgh, there was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.